please. Thank you for waiting.
All righty. This morning we've had several people say that they've had a good marketing year in 2024. So what we're going to do today is take our insights from 2024 and move into make an impact on our marketing in 2025. And now, how are we going to do that, you say?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully everybody's reviewing their marketing goals as they go. They're analyzing their campaigns, monitoring performance, and adjusting accordingly. And we do have a few tools for the job if you need some help in these areas. I've used several of these. I like HubSpot. HubSpot so far has been the one that's given me the best insight into what's happening with my campaigns, who's looking at what. It's creepy and wonderful all at the same time. So it's good to keep your finger on the pulse of that marketing beat. And one way I have done that in the past is with this overview plan. Now, this is a sample for format. This is not real data. The story is true, but the names and numbers have been changed to protect the innocent. But you'll see, we look at this, and in theory, our top two blue tabs should include everything that you have in your marketing plan for whatever period it is. It could be the year. It depends on how many tactics you have planned. So we'll start over here with our quarterly business reviews. We all sit down and we're with the client, we're with all of the stakeholders, all the key players, and we say, okay, we did this newsletter in first quarter, and it was a Lego promo. We were real excited about that, and our click-through rate goal was 4%, but it actualized only 1%. That's horrible. We were so disappointed. So uh, let's do a little freebie. So we did this internal freebie for these folks just to get it in front of the sales team and help keep it top of mind. We also did a newsletter and we did an e-blast, and the topic was batteries. It's a hot topic. Our goals were exceeded and we were happy about that. So what is working well? Batteries. We know that our battery campaigns are working well. Everybody's all about a battery. We have solar powered batteries. We have battery operated cars, battery operated trucks. What do we do with the batteries when they're old? Do we repurpose? Can we recycle? What's going on with batteries? So we know that is a hot topic. What is not working well? This darn Lego promo. We worked so hard on that. Why didn't this work well? We're going to get into that. But in order to punt and figure out, we had plans for this Lego promo. They're not working out. We're not going to keep spending our money and our time on this. It's not getting us what we need. So we just changed to a buy one, get one promo. And we have lofty goals for that and a 9% click-through rate, but we're pretty happy about what we're offering as the freebie. So that's what we're going to continue on with our battery promo, because we know everybody's all about a battery. And then we think purification is going to be something that people are interested in. So we're going to give that a try and see how it does, and we'll adjust accordingly. So what happened with the Lego thing, y'all? We had collaboration on the front end. Client said, hey, we want to do a Lego promo. Account rep said, hey, that's a great idea. What do you think, marketing? I'm like, I love a Lego. Let's go for it. And then account management in their wisdom said, maybe we should check with the sales team, because, we need to gauge the temperature on this. It may not align with their goals. So, but the sales team was all about it. So we said, let's go for it. So it wasn't working. And we're like, why is this not working? You told us you wanted to sell this. These people did their logo thing. And so we're thinking, maybe somebody's mad at logo. Maybe they did something and it offended somebody, and now there's bad public sentiment. So no, we checked into that. It wasn't. You know what it turned out to be? The logo on the Lego. It was all about a logo. It spoiled the whole thing. Nobody saw it coming. That's a branding issue that just nobody expected. So now we know for next time, and we came up with some ideas for these folks to use this warehouse full of these adorable little Lego sets for future use because it didn't work for our purposes. So now we have all this information. We know what's going on. So now we look to optimize strategies for 2025. I'm going back to HubSpot as my example. HubSpot is expensive, but they have a lot of packages, and you can do these different add-ons, like social media. Now, if you're not doing social media, first of all, why are you not doing social media? But if you're not really just don't have a use for social media, don't buy the package. Don't pay for that add-on. Negotiate with your vendors. And I think that's pretty common. But you know what isn't common that has occurred to me in the last couple of years that I heard about? Ask your vendor to conduct audits on your usage. How are you using the tool? Are you using it the best way is that meets your needs? I mean, are there features here that would be really helpful to you that you're not taking advantage of? Or is this tool way too big for you? And maybe you need to get a different tool. But the end game here is all about your money. Get your money's worth. If you don't need to spend this much money, back it off, renegotiate, but check with your vendors to make sure you are using their tools. They should know their tools. Make sure you're using that to the best of everyone's ability. Which brings us to the money. Let's see how those things did. Audit the marketing spend versus outcome. I'm going back to that horrible Lego promo. We spent too much money on that. We lost our buns on that. It was horrible, but good thing the batteries made up for that. So we have evaluated that underperforming campaign. We know what's wrong. We also know what's going on with the high ROI campaigns. Everybody wants to build a bigger battery. And now we're thinking, let's test some new channels. You know what? I bet there's a subreddit for batteries somewhere, and these people would go crazy. And maybe we need to get in front of some new eyes, and that would be the place to do it. But so we want to make sure that we have some funds left over or allocated for new places. Let's test. We A/B test subject lines. Let's test some new channels for us. And then we want to talk about trends and market shifts. Of course, we know batteries. Batteries are up and coming. It's the wave of the future. And in the B2G space, we know we have a new administration coming in. So we're going to have an agile marketing plan. We're going to need to be able to shift as things are unfolding. How do we do that? Let's set some SMART goals. And these are adjustable. Oh, if you find out, maybe we need to adjust the numbers. Now, you need to make numbers that are reasonable. You don't want to make it too easy so you can pat yourself on the back and say, oh, I exceeded my SMART goal. We need to make it challenging, but achievable, and it needs to be relevant. And these are just some examples. I like to put the SMART goals in my marketing plan. As you saw with our summary, it had a click-through rate goal listed with what it was and then what we actualized when it actualized. So with all of these tools to help you with marketing, honestly, I call it my marketing Bible. It's an Excel spreadsheet. And I start from the left with all the tactics. It covers when do these tactics run? How much is it going to cost? What are we charging? What's the topic? What's the job number? Did we invoice them? I mean, is it an A/B test? What are those headlines? I mean, it goes pretty deep. And it goes for days. I mean, it's got a million columns. And then when that email drops or when that post posts, I take a screenshot, drop it in my little Bible, and I say, this is what the topic was and when it posted. So, it kind of gives me an overview. And it also, I had access for all of my stakeholders. So the account rep and the sales manager, they all had access to this. They could see what was coming up if I wasn't readily available. They could see how things did. So it worked out really well for them and really for all of us. It was a good way to keep our eye on what was happening and to adjust when we really needed to, instead of spending a lot of money on something that doesn't work. And again, it's all about communicating and working with your stakeholders, getting their buy-in. I love that we did that with our logo promo. Everybody was on board with that. Everybody had input. Everybody was excited about it. I hate that it tanked, but we have great communication, and we can reach out and just have a conversation. Hey, what do you think of this? I know that didn't work, but communicating. I mean, you cannot be effective in marketing when you're working in a silo. Everybody needs to know what's happening, and everybody needs to have input, because I don't know what's happening in the field, right? Now, there are so many ways to use AI. And this is just, here are a few options. I know Chris has a great presentation coming up from a few things he learned. We had a sneak peek on some great ideas on Friday with him. And of course, Janet has an entire library of resources available. But here are some things that we can use. We want to enhance campaign effectiveness. We're going to call that predictive analytics. I predict I'm going to have great analytics selling batteries, right? So forget the Legos. It's all about the batteries. We want to streamline content creation. I mean, I create the copy first, drop it in, and fine tune it. But we want to make it personalized for our individual preferences and behaviors. And this tool, optimize your marketing platform or marketing automation, Seventh Sense. This is the epitome of personalization. I am so impressed with this. It is, I said, it's rounding out that holy trinity of email marketing. Do they need a salesperson? I'm available. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Originally, it was created to integrate with HubSpot and Marketo. But I think they've branched out. So it adjusts times and content dynamically for higher email engagement rates. Well, what the heck does that even mean? So I went to their explainer video, and it explained. Sandra, of all people, she does a live web event on Wednesdays at 10, while your newsletter is set to go out Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Sandra's not interested in your newsletter at that time. She's not going to look at it. And by the time she gets to it, it's going to be so far down, you might as well have not even sent it. So what this Seventh Sense thing does is it's gotten to know Sandra through her interaction with your brand and her in emails. And it is going to deliver that email when it's the best time for her to receive it. So you've got the right person, you've got the right message, and now this allows you to send it at the right time. I just find that so fascinating. Then we have chatbots. Everybody knows chatbots. Chatbots have really come a long way since they started. I don't know about you, but I still find myself occasionally pounding on that keyboard going, representative. It doesn't always work, but sometimes you just have to get it out of your system. And then make recommendations for personalized services. What comes to mind to me initially is, oh, you bought that lovely tan sweater. Have you considered these boots and this leopard print scarf to complete your outfit? We'll give you 10% off if you buy now and free shipping. So there are tools out there that will allow you to do that. And where can you get them? Are they available in some of the tools you already have? So that's another reason why you want to do an audit to see what's available, what can you use, how can your current tools help, or what kind of add-ons are available to help you achieve your goals. In conclusion, here's what we're looking at. Review and refine. We should always be doing that all the time after every campaign. Evaluate your tools and your resources. Make sure you've got good feedback and stakeholder buy-in. Set some SMART goals and leverage AI. And with that, I'll say prepare for launch. T-minus 21 days, and it's 2025, y'all.
Nice, very nice. Thanks,
Thank
Sandy.
you.
Thanks. Well, and I do have just a few resources available that may or may not be helpful to you if you've not if you're in need of some resources or some new resources for consideration. So yeah.
Send Mr. Parente the slides, please. That was great.